Hello, my lovelies. Miss you guys. I'm back. Back, and some might say better than ever. Just kidding. I think that's just a quote, but it's not true, sadly. Today I felt we'd do a little something different, just because I don't really have any updates, because my life is monotonous. I mean, right now I'm just really working, and that's about it. I have 2 trips going out this year that I'm excited about, but we'll talk about those when they come up, when they're closer. Today I figured we'd do something a little different, a little more interesting, and then you can get a little more me. I know, you're welcome. So today I went on Reddit, and I thought I'd do an I Am I the Asshole, and I'll read through it, give my opinions, and then we can discuss. Avi. Alright. So, I wanted to, I didn't really know how it worked in terms of, like, I see them all the time, like, people reading them and going through them and stuff. Especially those ones where it's, like, someone's, like, playing, like, Minecraft or something, and you're searching to find the part 2. Those is usually how I get that kind of content. But, I knew they were on Reddit, so I just looked up, Reddit Aita, Am I the Asshole? And I didn't realize, like, that how much they're posted and how often. So I found one that had an interesting title. It was posted 21 hours ago, so it's fairly new. Let's see. There's only 45 comments, so we're kind of first on the scene. We are getting down and dirty. Some real journalism here. Alright, so I will read it, and then we'll discuss. Alright, so the poster is league suitable. Don't know if that really matters, but I thought that was interesting. So it doesn't really tell us anything about the person themselves. Okay. And so it says, am I the asshole for lying to my girlfriend? Right off the bat, yeah. You're the asshole. Moving on. Over. Done. Over it. We won. We got it. And we figured it out. Problem solved. Okay. Context. My lady. Also, already, again, no, you're the asshole. Starting off with my lady. Okay. So, his girlfriend is 20 years old. Female. She identifies as female. Recently invited me, him, 22 male. First of all, he can't write a sentence because this doesn't make sense. My lady, 20 female, and recently invited me, 22 male, are in college together. She invited you to be in college together? What does that mean? Okay. He didn't proofread this clearly before he submitted it, so already he's the asshole for that, because I have to read this. We get some extra days off from our university each year for a little Easter break. He put Easter break in quotes. I don't know if that's supposed to be spring break. I don't know if he's just saying, like, it's for break for Easter. Is it a Catholic university? This is already sounding fishy. Now I know he said he was definitely lying. He said for lying for my girlfriend. So he's admitting he's lying, and I'm already getting lying vibes from him because he's lying to us, because what does this mean? Okay. Sorry, let me lock in, and then we'll make comments. My girlfriend invited me to go home with her and go to church. Okay, well, yeah, adds up. And go to church with her family. I've been to her house several times throughout the course of our 2-year relationship. Okay, so they've been together since they were they're 20 and 22. Been together 2 years. Okay. So when they got together, she was 18 and he was 20. Yeah, guys, I can do math. Okay. So maybe they did all of college together for the most part. Anyways, it sounds like they're maybe juniors, seniors. This time, however, we would be traveling deeper into her home state to a small country town where her grandfather preaches. So he's never gone to her hometown before, I'm guessing. I'd be meeting a lot of her extended family for the first time. Okay, but you've been dating for 2 years. It's not like this is crazy to meet her family. Okay. Also, if you're serious about her, why is it that big a deal? Just saying. It's a little fishy. Okay. When she initially asked me to go, I knew I wasn't really in the mood to go on this trip with her and be around her family. Nothing wrong with her family. I just wanted to stay at school, relaxed, and catch up on some work. But if you love her, you've been with her for a long time, wouldn't you want to go with her? Spend time with her? Be with her? Okay. I get needing a break, trust me, but I don't know. The way he's wording it. Her love language is quality time, though. So I just bit the bullet and said yes when she asked me if I wanted to go with her. The lie. Oh, the lie was wanting to go with her? Okay. I mean, you didn't have to say you want to go. You could just say yes to going. And then you didn't have to lie. But I just feel like that's almost like the craziest lie. Because you're doing it because you care. Anyways, I should stop commenting because, like, you don't know the full story yet. Okay. I didn't read this yet. We're reading it together in real time. Real-time journalism. Okay. 2 weeks pass, and it's 2 days before the trip. I let her know I don't really want to go when she asked why I let her know I was just going to make her happy. You dingus? Is this his first relationship? What a dummy. She was extremely offended by this. She's not too concerned with the fact I don't want to go. However, she is extremely pissed that I lied when she asked me initially. This led to a longer conversation where I ended up admitting that I do this semi-frequently. Oh. Okay. Odd. I can be a bit of a homebody at times. Oh, well, okay. And when she asks me if I want to go out or do something with her, I'll often just say yes when I don't really want to. This information served to infuriate her even more. She hates liars with a passion, and in her mind there is no exception. Okay, well, that's a bit extreme. She compared me to one of her previous boyfriends, oh, that's not ever good, who had lied about wanting to be with her after a breakup and ultimately ended up cheating on her. Ooh, yeah, trauma. She isn't speaking to me right now, saying she needs space. This is as mad as she's ever been at me. My whole thing is, I don't feel like this is as bad as she feels like it is. Okay, well, invalidating her feelings is not the way to go, dude. Sometimes when I tell her I do want to hang out, when I don't, I'll actually end up having a generally good time with her. That tracks. Especially for introverts. Whenever I'm honest and say I don't want to go, but I'm willing to, she drops the idea of going out at all and won't budge on it. Also, I've lied to her plenty in the past. Maybe the lying, like, acknowledging his lying is a bit rough. Also, I've lied to her plenty in the past in order to surprise her for birthdays and holidays, which has never failed to make her happy in the end. I just don't feel like these lies hold the same weight as a cheating ex. Okay, well, I don't want to agree with the man, but that's accurate in that part. I exclusively lied to her for the purpose of making her happy. I don't like to do it for my own personal gain or convenience with her because, again, she really hates liars. So I ask you, good reader, am I the asshole? Minor edit. I can't stress this enough that she is first and foremost upset because I lied. Not really what about the principle of the matter as a whole. She herself doesn't even like going home and spending time with her family. Okay, let's convene. I have some thoughts. Honestly, this wasn't as wild as I was hoping. Usually the ones I see on TikTok are like pretty wild. He seems pretty... So people vote on these, on like whether they're the asshole or not. And let's see. People voted this one as... I'll tell you after. But let's talk a little bit. My thing is, if you know that she really hates lying, and that's like her biggest deal breaker, her biggest thing that really sets her off, why would you lie? And I get that, like, when you say it to her, it makes her, like, be like, no, you don't want to go. Figure out if you want to go or not. Also, I feel like this is not, like, the craziest thing in the world. Maybe that's just me. Also, maybe are you guys compatible? I'm just saying, like, if she can't also understand that you're an introvert and, you know, you prefer to do homebody, like, you gotta compromise at some point also, like, but don't, like, be, but the problem with this whole thing is, like, he's, like, making it clear that he's dreading it. Like, oh, I lied and said I want to go. Like, why are you telling her you lied? Why are you admitting that? And, like, why are you making it seem like, oh, you're dreading it? That's not helping your case, dude. And then you admit that you wind up always having a good time. So you're going into it with a negative mindset to begin with, and then, but you know you're going to have a good time. Also, if you know her love language is quality time, she clearly just wants to spend time with you. Why don't you come up with a plan? And why don't you plan things? It sounds like she's doing all the planning. So sounds like she's doing all the work, and then you're lying, and then you're making her feel bad, and you're invalidating her feelings, And you're obviously very aware that she doesn't like to lie, so why are you doing something, you know? And also, if you know she's had that happen to her in the past, like, oh, but I don't think it's as bad, like, but you're still doing the action of lying, which she doesn't like. Doesn't matter that it's not as bad as the ex. Why, you, like, you know that it's hard for her to believe you and trust you if she knows you're lying to her at some point. And it sounds like you're doing it often. Okay, so people voted that he's the asshole. Let's see some of these comments. Someone said, you're the asshole. Why lie in the first place? Seems your reason was to keep her happy, but if that's the case, why tell her the truth right before the trip? Exactly. That's a good point. Like, why would you tell her right before you left? Because you knew that you wouldn't have to go then. So then why in the first place lie? Why, like, give her the hope that you're going in the first place if you were going to come make it away so you didn't have to go? Did you think she would be grateful that you were going to put up with her family for her even though you really didn't want to? Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden 2 days before the trip you decided she should know the truth. Sounds like you're just a bad boyfriend, to be honest. You could do better, though. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I can't remember, did he say that he outright told her he was lying? Oh, yeah, I let her know I don't really want to go. Yeah, okay, that immediately makes him the asshole because you went out of your way to tell her that you were lying and 2 days before the trip. This whole situation's just sus. Like, it didn't have to be this big a deal. Also, something tells me you didn't lie to make her happy. You lied to make it so it's not uncomfortable for you. And then it would work out in your favor eventually. Also, you're both grown at that point. Like, talk it out. Communicate what you both need and what you want. But it sounds like she's communicating. It sounds like she's telling him exactly what she needs, exactly what she wants. And he's just ignoring that and then being like, oh, why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? She's telling you why she's upset. She literally is point blank telling you exactly why you're upset. Asking you not to do that. You're continuously doing it. And then you're wondering why she's upset. So yeah, 100% the asshole. I think he needs to do some self-reflection. Also, like I said right off the bat, like, he was the asshole just from the subject line. I lied to my girlfriend. Also, him throwing in the, like, I've lied before about surprise parties and she's been happy about it. Boy, I know you don't think that helped your case, right? I'll digress. Let's do another one. Okay. Because that one wasn't as, like, exciting. That was, like, a real clear, like, right off the bat. Like, you're just being stupid. Stupid boy. Some of these titles are just boring as hell. Like, am I the asshole for being disappointed my friend surprised me with the car wash? Okay, yeah. Am I the asshole for turning off the shared living room TV while someone was still watching it? I want, like, drama. That's a stupid one. Stupid one. Maybe we'll do that one. I'll come back. Some of these are just, like, so clearly obvious. Like, come on. Like, some of these must be posted for rage bait. Should we do this one? Am I the asshole for pretending to read a Reddit post to my wife to settle an argument? Piqued my interest. Let's see. Okay. So this one was posted by 22886415. So I already know too much about this person. Like, damn, keep some information to yourself, am I right? Okay. As I stated, it says, am I the asshole for pretending to read a Reddit post to my wife to settle an argument? I don't really know how that would work or why you would do that and how that would help, but let's find out. My wife and I recently bought her a car, and it's caused more attention than I expected. Okay, intriguing. We had planned to stick to a budget and get a base Volkswagen Atlas. Okay, well, I hate Volkswagen, so already off to a rough start. Those cars are all or nothing when it comes to features. The base is simple and the higher trims have nearly everything. When we got to the lot, there was a fully loaded one sitting there. Nicer interior, better tech, all the upgrades. It seems like the wiser choice, especially for the long term. Since I handle the finances in our household, oof, already a rough start, and I'm the one who earns the money, I made the decision to go with it. Oh, so it's for her, and you control all the money, and sounds like she doesn't have any control over the money, even though you're a partnership. And we'll probably find out a little bit more about how that system is set up, hopefully. But again, it's for her, and you made the decision. It doesn't sound like you even consulted her. Already, you're the asshole. Don't even need to go in further, but we will, just in case we have more information that somehow magically makes him less of a fucking dick. Okay. Like, yeah, it sounds like it's a nice car, and it, like, sounds like you're trying to get her all the things, but, like, she's the one that has to drive it every day. And if it's for her, she should be the one to choose it. Like, yes, obviously, like, she should stay within the budget if she's not the one paying, but, like, at least pretend that she has a choice in the matter. Like, okay, well, also, it'd be different if it was a gift, but if you're bringing her there purposely to, like, pick a car together, that seems weird, that, like, you're not, like, letting her. But again, maybe we need more information. After we got home, she kept saying we should have gone with the base model. She's brought it up more than once and made it clear she thought I was wrong. Okay, interesting. A day or two later, after things had cooled down, I tried to explain my reasoning in a calmer way. In a calmer way? So we're yelling at her and being nasty? What do you mean calmer way? Okay. I told her I had read a Reddit post about a couple in a similar situation and acted like I was reading it to her. I described a couple choosing between a base model and a full... This is such an odd thing to do. Between a base model and a fully loaded car, and read comments agreeing that going with the nicer option made sense if you plan to keep it for years. While I was reading, she asked to see some of the replies herself. Smart woman. I said I would send it later, but she kept insisting and eventually took my phone. Shocker! She wanted evidence and wanted to see the proof. What a logical woman. She didn't just take you at your word. And also wanted to see for herself and research more. Kind of crazy. Okay. She saw there was no post, no comment. She asked me directly if I had made it up. I said it was something I had read before but could not pull up, but she kept pressing until I finally admitted I had put it together myself to explain my point. The next day she told her brother. He told her he thought it was actually a clever way to get her to be reasonable and that bringing in an outside perspective made sense. But there was no outside perspective, it was just his own, that he was reiterating, pretending like the masses were agreeing with him, instead of actually getting an outside perspective. Okay. She came back from that conversation even angrier. She said it wasn't about being reasonable, it was about honesty, and that I had tried to manipulate her instead of being upfront. Correct, that's the definition of manipulating. Now she keeps focusing on the fact that I pretended to read a post and doubled down instead of just talking it through. Well, right. She says it felt dishonest and manipulative and that it changed how she sees the whole situation. From my point of view, I was trying to explain why I thought the decision made sense and bring some calm to the discussion, but she does not see it that way. Okay, well, first of all, this escalated so far out of nowhere for something that didn't need to. I can see semi both sides to begin with the car thing. Like, he was doing something nicer, but also, like, why would you not ask her decision? If she was willing to go with something that was cheaper, and it was, again, it was for her, like, why are you making the decision for her? And why are you making the comments of, like, letting us know that you do everything and, like, it's all your finances and... but not explaining, like, anything else about your dynamic. Like, what does she do? Why does she need this car? What is this car for? Like, you want us to agree with your ideas, but you're not giving us all the information. Like, why... you didn't really explain why you decided to go with the fully loaded one. Like, are you also going to be using it? Do you not have a car? Is this for both of you? Is your car older? Is this a more long term? Are you going to get rid of your other car and this is going to be one you share? Like, why do you feel like this is a good idea? Anyways, the thing wasn't even about that. It was about him using the Reddit post. She was clearly trying to have a conversation with him and talk it through and explain and try to figure out and see his point of view. And instead of just being an adult and mature and talking it out and expressing his feelings in a calm manner, because apparently he had to be calmer the second time around, Instead of just talking like to adults, he decided to lie and create a fake post and claim everybody on the internet was on his side and that everybody agrees that his way was the best way. Okay. How did you even cook this up? How did your brain even get there? Also, to fake come up with comments and posts also, so you were just basically, because he said he was pretending to read it, he got a whole story going on in his head. Like, how... He got time today. So, as you can imagine, the internet resoundingly called him an asshole. Let's see a few comments. Someone said, "You're the asshole. You just want to be right so badly that you lie and manipulate." Someone changed the title and said, "Am I the asshole for lying to my wife and making her feel stupid for being upset that she did not get to buy the car she wanted because I wanted another one? There, fixed it for you, bud." It's just a weird... At the end of the day, it's just a weird thing to do. Like... What were you trying to get out of it? Besides win the argument in your head. How did you think that was going to help her see your point of view? Also, what did you want her to get out of that? Like, what were you trying to help her to see? Odd, but okay. Also, so you're just basically showing her that she's powerless in this relationship and she has no say. Talk about being stuck. Run, girl. Run as far as you can. Alright, should we do another one? Okay, stop it. We'll do another one. Some of these ones are just like so crazy. Like, am I the asshole for eating my roommate's cookies? Ooh, this one might be a little spicy. It seems short though. Oh, I feel like I want a longer one. Okay, this one looks like it has a little more context. This one just says, "Am I the asshole for kicking So's family out?" I'm assuming So means significant other, but it's lowercase S-O. So the poster is Association Great 129. Okay. I woke up sometime around 10 a.m. graveyard to find my partner. Okay, so I'm guessing S-O means significant other. To find my partner's mother's side in our apartment. I knew that they were supposed to arrive. My partner's mother and first of all, this is already gonna be confusing. So we're gonna have to break this down slowly as we go. Okay, so he woke up at 10 a.m. I guess he works the graveyard shift because he put 10 a.m. graveyard. So he woke up at 10 a.m. in the morning. He just probably got off a graveyard shift, so he probably didn't sleep much. And when he wakes up, he finds his partner's mother's side. So I'm guessing a bunch of her family in their apartment. But he knew that they were supposed to come. My partner's mother and her child. So wouldn't that be your partner's sibling? This doesn't make any sense. Your partner's mother and her child. Or is it your partner's child? I'm confused. Anyways, so your partner's mother and somebody's child dropped by our place and stayed for a couple days back as they were off to a funeral. They're coming back from it, but now accompanied by 2 more people. My partner's aunt and uncle, who they've never met before. Who's never met before? Your partner? Or you? Who's they? Okay, this is super confusing. Okay, but so far, the people that on the mother's side is this person's partner's mother, some random child, whether it's the partner's child or the mother's child, which is a sibling, I don't know, and an aunt and uncle. Okay. And somebody's never met them. I don't know who. Maybe everybody, maybe just the partner, maybe just the person that's posting this. I don't know. No one woke me up to tell me, nor was I given any heads up that a bunch of strangers were coming to our place. Doesn't sound like a bunch of strangers, but okay. It sounds like the aunt and uncle were the only strangers. And it sounds like the mother and the child stayed with you past and you knew they were coming. And you said knew they were coming. So it doesn't really make any sense. And I highly doubt they would want to wake you if you were on a graveyard shift, since you knew they were coming. But, okay. I just found out when I got up to pee. Okay, makes sense. My sibling, who was also visiting for a bit, said they were quite cozy and at home, showering, cooking, etc. Some details about us. Okay, this is jumping all over the place. So the poster's sibling is also staying there for a bit, and they're cozy and at home, showering and cooking, etc. I don't really understand what the purpose of telling us that is. Okay, good for them. They feel comfortable in your place. Maybe a little too at home, it sounds like. And it sounds like it's okay for your family to stay, but their family can't stay a night when you know they're coming because you weren't up. Some details about us. My partner and I have been together for almost a decade. Oh my god. We're in our late 20s. You've been together since you were 10? I shoulder most of the household stuff, like rent, pet food, even employed my partner's brother. Okay. Their parents are separated, both have their own respective kids, almost 20 years their junior. Most of the time it's their dad and his family who comes out over our place, and I don't really mind. We have a good relationship built. But their mom, not so much. I tried being nice, hosted her a couple times, even on short notice, bought her child snacks, toys, and books. Okay, so the child is the partner's mother. So again, that would be the partner's sibling. But there's always this air of uneasiness between us. Granted, I have poor opinions of her and her life choices, and maybe she could feel that from me. Okay, don't really understand what that has to do with anything. Anyways, I kicked them out an hour or so before they were supposed to board their transport back home. They weren't sleeping over this time, just stopped by our place for 5 to 7 hours. They looked dejected leaving, and my partner, who was never really close with their mother, cried because they saw her cry too. It's making me feel guilty even though I stand by my boundaries. If they weren't staying, and they were only going to be there for a few hours just until they were waiting for their transportation, why did you feel the need to kick them out? It doesn't sound like they were doing anything. Like, you didn't say they were being loud, didn't say they were making a mess, didn't say they were being rude to you, didn't say they were attacking you in your own home. It sounds like you have negative opinions on how this person decided to live their life, and you're using that against them for some reason. Okay. So they made an edit to add more context. Okay, I feel like this context doesn't really help anything. So the poster is female 27, and the partner is male 28. And the sibling that's staying is female 23 years old. So the one that's comfortable showering and cooking, which again, don't really understand what that has to do with anything and why that's being added. And I don't really understand. So again, it's okay for your sibling and your family to stay, but nobody else's? Okay. So she was uncomfortable with an unknown man suddenly there while she was also visiting. It's not her place. It's not her apartment or her house or wherever they're living. Okay. And again, they weren't staying the night. And you didn't say they did anything unless you're leaving something out. I don't understand what the point of the comments about you had them all the time, you bought her child snacks, and you helped get his brother a job. That's very nice, but what does that have to do with you kicking them out while they were staying when you knew they were coming? So anyways, I have a good job and out-earn my partner twice-fold on top of also giving their brother, male 26, a job. He helps me out. Again, what does that have to do with anything? When all this happened, my partner had a job interview, but he couldn't focus because of everything going on. They were asking him to buy rice or how the air fryer worked, etc. So rather than do the interview in the living room, he did it in our room so he could at least focus. That's how I woke up. Okay. The reason why I'm not fond of my partner's mom is because she's kind of a flake. She sold her ex-husband's motorcycle that was lent to her. My partner's first paycheck, he bought her a fridge she said she needed only for her to sell it a couple months later. She's a weird Republican. Okay. There's also tea about how she was the one who caused the separation by allegedly cheating, and my partner's brother is rubbed the wrong way about their mom's favoritism for my partner, who she sees as his one and only son. My partner's brother is queer trans mask. Some of the stuff, I just don't understand what she's trying to get at. Their parents separated when they were going into puberty, and were raised further by their dad. The reason their dad goes to our place a lot too is because his now wife battles breast cancer and was going back and forth to hospitals and therapy. They're very welcome in our home. Where was I? We babysit their 9-year-old sibling too. Their dad lets us know a week prior versus their mom who texts within the day or just a day before at the earliest. Okay, I can see how that could be annoying, like telling you the day of. But I do value all your feedback. I might be controlling, I might be holding over the disparity in our earnings. It was petty. I was probably power tripping. I need to sit with myself for a while. The biggest problem about this is like there's probably a lot more deep-seated things, like maybe her and the mother don't get along and that played a role in this. But like this specific scenario, she didn't really like, there's no like real good reason, especially since you share the space. And if you guys like, I get you pay most of the rent, but it sounds like he's doing his part and like you're not mad about that, so he should have the right to have his family over also. And if it was a matter of your sister feeling uncomfortable, like that should be a conversation had prior to them coming over and when you agreed for them to, because it sounds like from what she said they were agreed and she said that they could, and they weren't staying, they were just stopping there for a few hours. And why would he schedule his interview also when he knew that they would be coming? This whole thing just doesn't add up. Also, it's not that interesting, I'll be honest. Also, a lot of the information she gave, I feel like she thought was going to help with her side, but it was just random facts and information, and also just got super confusing. Let's read the comments. Yeah, that's true. They were going to leave anyways. You couldn't allow your partner 1 extra hour with their mother after a funeral. I guess we know someone takes the master of the house title seriously. Okay, well, that's also a bit much, but yeah. Like, unless she's leaving on a really important part when the mom, like, obviously, like, attacks her in her home all the time and, like, you know, she, like, for the home she pays mostly for, like, then it's different. Like, then it's, like, you know, you're uncomfortable in your own home. But she didn't say that. So you're not really sure. Like, but this definitely sounds like there's more animosity than we're like, and more, like, a lot of stuff she's missing out. But, like, you're not telling us. So, like, right now, you just look like the asshole. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this one's super long. Ooh, okay, I see the next one too. Okay. This is exciting. Okay. So this one is red earaches. That doesn't sound good for them. Okay. The title is My 29 female, husband, 31 male, got a paternity test on our daughter, 5 female, and it came back negative, but I never cheated. Now he thinks our relationship is a lie and wants a divorce. What do I do? Plus update. Dun dun dun. Immaculate conception? Okay. Let's get into the nitty gritty. I don't know how it happened, and I haven't been able to stop crying all day. I never cheated. It's one way to start. I love my husband. We've been together since college, and he's the love of my life. He's handsome and kind, and while I've slept with 2 other people, both were before we got together. There is no other potential father for our daughter. We were married already and actively trying for a baby. I never cheated, I never would cheat, and I don't know why he took that stupid test, because I would never ever cheat. But it came back negative, and now he thinks he's not her dad. I don't know how to convince him it was a faulty test, and I'm so scared. Okay, first and foremost, if that happened, we have to talk about our marriage, because why the hell would you want to, and why would you even think that you need to get that test? And if this girl really didn't cheat, and she's very adamant, I would test and see if a maternity test, if I'm the mother of this child, because maybe your daughter was switched to birth. I don't know. I'm sure it happens out there. Who knows? Did you use an IVF company? Like, let us know. Okay. In these past few months, it's like he's become someone completely different from the man I married. He's cold and suspicious. He kept demanding to see my phone and wouldn't tell me why. This is like giving like he's cheating, so he's putting on her and assuming she's cheating. He kept demanding to see my phone and wouldn't tell me why, and I showed him at first, but eventually told him I wouldn't anymore unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter, too. Okay, don't take it on the fucking kid. The kid did nothing. The kid didn't ask for any of this. The kid is just, you claimed her and raised her as your daughter for 5 years. That's your daughter. Like, treat her as such and act accordingly and be a fucking grown-up about this. Fucking disgusting. He stays in his office for hours on end, and I don't know what he's doing. I did not cheat. Okay, girl, you claiming it so many times is kind of making it hard to believe. He accused me this morning, saying he'd done the test after realizing that our daughter's eyes, brown, wouldn't naturally come for ours, both blue. Well, that's not true, because blue is a recessive trait. Queen. And that he wanted me to get out of the house. I didn't leave, and he locked me out of our bedroom, and now I'm in my daughter's room. This is terrifying. What should I do? Edit. The specific advice I want is how I can prove I'm innocent, how to make sure this relationship works. I want to keep my family together at all costs. First, have a conversation on why your husband doubted you in the first place and why out of nowhere, out of the blue, he got a paternity test and wants to see your phone. Something's happening, and you're not telling us the whole story. Okay. Also, I just had a conversation with my husband. He's out of his room now, and we discussed some things. I told him again that I would never cheat and started talking about a list I made of tests I want done, but he told me that he didn't want to hear it right now. We're going to have a longer conversation tomorrow, and he said he still loves our daughter, and he won't try to keep me out of the house or our room from now on. I asked him to hug me, and he did. I'm scared that I won't be able to convince him. I just want our family to go back to normal. How can I be a good wife and support his needs while improving my innocence? It says too long, didn't read. My husband confronted me this morning saying our daughter isn't biologically his after a failed paternity test, but I never cheated. Update. Hi everyone. First off, I wanted to thank everyone who reached out. My original post got so much attention. It was hard to get to everything, but I ended up making a list of plans and tests I wanted to get done. My husband was, understandably, distrustful of me for a while, but he apologized for the way he acted, which I didn't need, and said that he wouldn't try to kick me out of our home. He did say, though, that if every test came back and I cheated, then he was going to go scorched earth. Okay. We did a few tests, blood paternity tests for him and me and our daughter. Okay. That would be my first step too, if I didn't cheat. And we had an appointment with our chimerism specialist coming up, but that got canceled because, well, some of you guessed it, but my daughter is not biologically mine either. Called it! Shocker. I don't know how this happened, but a police officer came to our house and took our statements, and we're suing the hospital where I gave birth. I don't know what happened to my baby, and that is terrifying. I have my husband back. Honey, you guys still have a bigger issue to deal with, but we'll get to that. But my whole world was still upended, and I just wish he'd never taken that stupid test. I've been sleeping in my daughter's room, and I'm so afraid that she's going to be taken away from me, but at the same time I want to know where my biological daughter is, and if she's okay. I pray to God she's okay. My daughter still doesn't know the details. She's 5, so why would she? And we've been trying to keep this quiet, right? Because again, she's 5. The last thing we need is a big scandal. Where do you live? The White House? It's already a scandal. You'll be okay. I don't want people to know us, to look at us differently. Why would they look at you differently? What does that matter? If we can find her birth family, I have no idea what we'll do. I guess the best case scenario would be to get a bigger house and all live together. You don't know these people? That's a sus first reaction. I mean, kind of sweet, if you think about it, but still not the first place my brain would go. But I don't know if we can afford that, or if they'd go for that, or even if we'll be able to locate them, or if I'm just crazy. The whole situation is crazy. I don't know anyone else who's been in a situation like this. I mean, are there support groups for parents of kids who got mixed up? I googled it and nothing came up. Literally all I'm getting are tabloid articles from trashy magazines that slap the face of innocent kids on the same page as celebrity sex scandals. And fiction. How do we tell our daughter? I mean, we can't tell her now. She'll tell the kids at school and then it'll be everywhere. But we have to say something. Why? Why do you need to tell a 5-year-old right now? Okay. She goes, I don't know what I ever did to deserve this. Oh, interesting. Hello everyone. So apparently a YouTuber my husband watches called Mark Narrations decided that it would be a fun idea to read my posts on his channel. Sorry, girl. My husband recognized the story because, well, of course he recognized the story. How could he not? This doesn't happen every day. Then he went on my account page. Then he found quite a few comments about him that were not exactly nice. And now he has asked me for a chance to post his side of the story on this account so that people stop trashing him. Please be nice. Not him saying he wants to tell his story. Like, what? Tell your story about what, gang? Okay, I don't know if this is his story or she's talking about it more. But So I don't know how many of you have been going down a self-doubt rabbit hole before, but it's not the most logical place to be. It's even less logical when you have the whole damn internet telling you that your wife is cheating and that she's planning to take the house and take you for all you're worth and never really loved you. And you always sort of thought she was too good for you anyway, so you ended up seeing everything as a sign of infidelity, and then you get not one, but 2 failed paternity tests on your daughter. Okay, maybe he shouldn't have gave his side, because now I'm starting to hate him. Hey, how about you talk to your wife? That's so crazy. How about you don't accuse her and treat her like shit and then be suspicious of her and think all these things and just immediately assume something because some random person on the internet told you so. Hey, kind of crazy. Also, immediately taking a paternity test. Again, why don't you talk to her? Kind of crazy. When COVID happened, I got fat. Okay. Okay. I got depressed. I stopped feeling like a person. Okay, understandable. My wife stayed beautiful. Oh, okay, kind of sweet. She stayed herself. I was sure that she'd made a mistake, that she'd regret being with me. Okay, I get the self-doubt, but again, why are you taking it on her? I started getting into some online groups, especially on Reddit, that were full of guys who'd been cheated on, lost custody, lost everything, and when someone said that his tip-off was that he and his wife both had blue eyes and their son had brown, okay, why would you join posts like that when that's not your situation? Like, you're putting those ideas in your head for what? Like, you wanted to fight. You wanted to give your reason for your wife to leave so you can then, like, see? You wanted confirmation of what you were thinking, and it wasn't true. Okay. Where was I? I felt fucking stupid. I did not want to jump to conclusions, but you did. That's immediately what you did. That's exactly... You didn't even jump. You skipped straight to it. But when I made a post about my fears, everyone said that she was cheating. Oh, wow. Random men on the internet that have never met you, know nothing about your situation, told you that she's cheating. Hey, spoiler, they're probably cheating. Imagine that. Okay. People said not to say anything because she'd use it to hide her cheating and get ahead of me on the divorce. I got the test and I didn't really think it'd come back negative. Then it did. I didn't want to believe it, but yeah, I pulled back. I felt betrayed. I wanted to be a good husband, but I couldn't shake this. I tried to find evidence of an affair and I failed. I got another test. When that one was also negative, I snapped. Honestly, is it just me? But whenever a man says I snapped, I get nervous and scared. Like, I'm immediately, I fear for this woman's life. You snapped? Okay. Hope she's okay. If you've ever been cheated on, you haven't been cheated on, you know what it feels like. When my wife denied it, I got angrier because she didn't. I just wanted her to leave. Okay. He's making it very hard to see his point of view. I didn't want to go through what everyone seemed to think was going to happen. I didn't want to lose custody of my kid. I didn't want to lose my house. I was scared and angry and I wanted the truth. I felt like if she couldn't even be honest, there was no getting past this. I took a few hours to calm down. When she came back with a list of tests to take, I tried to keep my cool. I tried to keep my cool for so long. I know I was wrong about the affair, but so was everyone else in my ear. My kid is genuinely not biologically mine, okay? But she's your kid. And that's your wife. And you were very quick to throw them under the bus. Personally, if that were me, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, you were very quick to believe some random people that know nothing about you or I, but you didn't once give me a chance to ask me or talk about it or talk it through or talk through your fears or, I don't know, see a therapist, my guy, for your insecurity issues, because that's no one's fault but your fucking own. Deal with them. I didn't immediately consider that switch your birth was an option. Well, right, because I did. But in those situations, I get that wasn't your first idea, but you also didn't try talking to your wife first. You immediately thought the worst, immediately got a test, immediately blamed her and blew up on her. Talk about lacking trust. I've been through a messed up time, and I don't think getting angry one time because... That doesn't even make sense. And I don't think getting angry one time because I thought my wife cheated and lying was about it makes me a monster. Okay. Well, no one called you a monster, so you're being dramatic as fuck, but okay. Also, okay, first of all, How you gonna do all that and then you're not gonna update us on if you found your daughter or not? Your biological daughter, because you have your daughter, but you know what I mean. Okay, well, that was crazy. So, you're the asshole. Well, the original poster, the woman's not the asshole because she didn't cheat. And it sounds like she did her best to try to still love him and support him, even though he was going through this scorch the earth phase. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Let's do one more. Hopefully an exciting one. Okay, let's do this one. It was posted 11 days ago. Okay, so this one is labeled, my 26 female, husband 30 male, of 6 years wants to be the father of another woman's child. Okay. Okay. So my husband unleashes this on me 3 days ago and I'm still reeling. We're talking over dinner and he mentions that a longtime friend... It's already not starting out great. A longtime friend of his wants to have a baby. I don't know this woman personally, so your husband has a longtime friend and you've never met her? Red flag! But he's talked about her before. How long have you been married? Because this is giving inappropriate relationship. Because if they're friends, you would be brought around her if there was nothing inappropriate going around. Apparently, she asked him to be the sperm donor, and he said he was very flattered and he wanted to do it. Oh, no discussion with your wife at all. You could say that I'm flattered part, but it's I have to think about it. I'll get back to you. I'm going to discuss it with my wife. At first, I was really surprised, but not necessarily upset. You're better than me, girl. Praise you, Queen. Especially because she's young. She's 26 and he's 30. Even though I didn't find the idea palatable, I didn't want to jump to the wrong conclusion, so I told him to explain a little more about what this meant. Aw, wait. What about your Queen? He tells me she wanted a kid for a while and she's decided not to wait for a relationship anymore. Okay, I understand that, but why does it have to be him? Sperm donors exist. People that are not married exist. I asked him if it would be difficult for him to know that somewhere out there he had a child that he couldn't see or whose life he couldn't be a part of, and if that would affect him emotionally. That would be the first thing I would ask too, personally. Then he whips out some really upsetting news. This woman wants him to actually be the father figure. She wants him to be a part of the kid's life, like the actual dad. Oh, honey. Wrap it up right now. I don't even need some rest. This girl wants your mans. This girl wants your mans to be her baby daddy. And is trying to take your mans and start her own family with your husband. And he's letting it happen. And he's either too dumb to see it, or that's what he wants his cake and to eat it too. He wants the best of both worlds. Hey, start a family with your wife if that's what you want. Talk that out with her if that's what she wants. This is diabolical. Let's get into it. Okay. I do not like this for one major reason. Not for many reasons for me personally, but let's see what her main reason is. You guys are not going to guess it. Take a guess. Why do you think this is not something she's happy about? Why do you think he's been friends with this woman for a long time and she's never met her? You guessed it. He's been intimate with her before. Ding, 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 and wrap it up. Every time I hear more information, I already know. Done. Divorce. Where's the divorce papers? We out. We done. We done with this bitch. Spoiler. Not actually, because I don't know, but something tells me that it might not be in the past. But let's get back to it. They dated in their early 20s. Okay, well, that's not that long ago, Queen. You act like you're in your late 40s or something. They dated in their early 20s. So how long have they been together? Wish they told me that. They dated in their early 20s, but he refers to her as a friend, and before now I never minded their friendship. I assume they didn't think of each other that way anymore. they still know each other biblically at some point. You're not forgetting that. So, and intimately. And the fact that he won't bring her around now, but they're friends. No, honey. If you slept with her, she needs to be around front and center in front of me when you guys hang out. Not as a controlling thing, but like, I need to see how she interacts with you. I need to know. Okay, I gotta wrap this up because I'm on 20%. Okay. Let's get back to this. I assume they didn't know each other. Okay, blah, blah. They still might not, to be fair. But isn't it very fucking intimate to share the active parenting of a child? Yeah, that's the most intimate. They'll forever be in each other's lives. That's 100% a forever thing now. I just don't know if they'd keep it platonic, considering their history and this very bond-building event they want to plan. He said I'm overreacting. Of course he did. Of course he did. And that I'm not showing trust in him. Wow. I'm being insecure, and it's insulting because he's always been loyal to me before, and I have no reason not to trust him. Which is true, but it's just so uncomfortable for me to consider. Honey, red flags are buzzing. They're flying and waving and wagging. Whew. There's another issue too. Oh, of course there is. Honey, I'm sure there's a lot more. He and I have talked about children, and I let him know fairly early in our relationship, right when we started getting serious, that I have some fertility issues that may make it difficult to have kids in the future. I let him know that I've never gotten a specialist opinion and that nothing was certain, but I've been told it may be a concern in the future. It wasn't something in the forefront of my mind. We had both agreed, I thought, to put off planning a family for a few years, so to me it was a distant issue, one that I thought I'd just deal with later when we were trying. Well, and something tells me he's going to use that against her. He's gone on to tell me he and this woman have been discussing this for a few days, and he's going to do it because I might not be able to have kids with him anyways. I've never wanted to beat a man I've never met before in my entire life this badly. Like, all the time I want to, but like... What? Okay. This has got to be a joke, right? This is a joke post. This is someone trolling me? Because this can't be real. Most likely it's real. It's the sad part. Okay. And if it turns out I can't, he wants to seize this opportunity because he might not get another one like this later. Oh. Well, bygones be bygones. Why don't you just seize this opportunity? Fuck her. Fuck your wife. Fuck her feelings. Why are you with this man? I feel hurt, right? My emotional reaction is that I'm somehow inadequate. Aw, gross. I want to give her a hug. Even though we haven't even started trying for kids, and I don't even got a specialist's opinions yet. I feel written off. I feel shocked. I'm very fucking upset. Girl, get angry. But deep down I wonder, what if I can't have kids? Is it fair to deny him parenthood? Girl, don't even. Am I looking at this the wrong way? No. Truthfully, he has always been faithful. Could this dynamic somehow function properly in a way I'm not seeing? I'm so weirded out right now, I wouldn't even know how to picture this future. Oh, honey, there is no future. We have an argument. He tells me I'm being selfish because he has always wanted children and I cannot expect him to give up such a huge dream of his. He says he isn't cheating with this other woman. They aren't going to have sex. He claims it'll be just like he has a kid he can father and the kid will just live with a friend. Yeah, no. If you're going to be in this kid's life, this is affecting her immensely. He says it really has nothing to do with our relationship. You fathering a child with another woman and being the father figure in that child's life is not going to affect your wife? Wow. Okay. It's his own personal matter and I wouldn't have to do anything. Oh, so you never bring this child over to your shared home? Her home? She's just never going to be around this child ever? Because that's not suspicious. That's not toxic. I think that's really how he views it. Like when one person in a marriage has a time-consuming, expensive hobby that the other doesn't enjoy, but still allows their partner to do it even though it means giving up time and resources. But this is a child, not a sailboat. Clock it, queen. This is a woman he's dated and slept with, even if it was years ago, and that's what's off-putting to me. Right, we're getting there, right. I honestly have never been in this position, right? I hope this is not a common occurrence. So I don't know if I'm just freaking out. I don't know if people commonly do things like this or how these things turn out or how I'm supposed to approach this. A child would be a huge part of his life that I apparently will have no part in. Can someone reality check this, please? How do I even proceed with this? First of all, it's not even about, like, this being, oh, this whole situation is bad and wrong. It's the fact that he didn't even try to discuss it with you. He's telling you he's doing this. He's saying it's not impacting you. You're going to do nothing. And he's doing it with a woman he slept with before. It's not like he's helping out another couple. It's not like he's not being a part of his life. It's not like you guys are actively all choosing to do it together because you all want kids and this is the best option and it's a blended family. Like, this is conniving, underhanded, and it's giving manipulative and toxic. Ooh, okay, an update 11 days later. Well, everyone was right. He was cheating. Surprise, surprise. Aw, man, who would have thought? I called the girl behind his back. Oh, smart. And found out everything. She wasn't nice about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen, but I'm not surprised. It wasn't a fun conversation. I can't imagine it was. Nothing else I can say except I'm out of there and divorce is happening. Yes, Queen. Support you. We dated 3 years, married 3 years, and I'm a stupid idiot and I can't believe I didn't see it before. Makes me cringe to look at my posts. How naive could you be? Oh, I want to give this girl a hug. Apparently she laughed at her when she called. It sounds like it was more just a ruse to keep cheating. But, like, I want to know, did he wind up having a kid with her? But, okay. So let me know if we liked this. Do we want to do more of these? Do we want to do some type of other situation I'm looking? Oh, by the way, she has the biggest clear sign of he's the asshole that I have ever seen out of all these. For her sake, I hope this was a troll or a fake post or fake story, because what the fuck? Also, imagine wasting your time and that's how you find out that your husband's a piece of shit, not the person you married. Oof. Rough. But good for her to get out and contact her and want the full story from the other person, because him being like, oh, you'll have nothing to do with it, and blah, 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 and like, you know, this doesn't affect you, and I'm just helping her out, but I'm going to be a father figure, and blah, blah. Because he was hoping that she would probably never contact her and would never know what's going on. But good on her. She said, let me get to the bottom of it. And but to the bottom she got. It was the bottom of the barrel where she found him, but scrape him off his shoe, or scrape him off the bottom of your shoe, girl, and go claim your crown. Okay? Anyways, let me know if you enjoyed that, and if you want to do more of those, or something else. But I hope you guys have a great slumber. I miss you. I love you guys. Bye, my lovelies.